What's poppin', y'all? It's been a long time since I did a live stream. Maybe not that long, maybe about a month or so since I dropped the Why We Were Gods video. And that's gotten a lot of good response back from it. Breaking down the science of your melanin, the power of your melanin or your vibranium. It's basically, we could have called it vibranium instructions, but so much information was coming in that day about the melanin. I left out a lot of stuff as well. A lot of you were getting at me, asking me details on it. A lot of you actually ordered the Melanin book, the Great Book of Melanin Research. I appreciate that. If you didn't get your Great Book of Melanin Research, you want to click on the link below. I'll leave at the end of the video. I'll leave the description with the link that you can buy the book, or you just go to the Melanin video that I put in there already and click on the link. The digital copy is 49 bucks if you want the digital copy and the physical hard book copy, which are both books right here, these two books. That's $1.99, and so I'll send you the digital copy immediately, and then takes about 4 days, and I'll get you the hard copy to your hands. But from that video, a lot of people were asking me, or they thought that I was only saying that melanin was the reason why we were gods. All right, that's definitely a major reason, but the main reason why we were gods was the mind science we were using. Okay, so it all goes back to the mind, and that's it. And so that's what we're going to get into a little bit of that today. The mind science that we taught back in the day. If you're on the channel, you see that I just uploaded about 5 videos from the God classes. If you haven't seen the God classes, you're tripping. Y'all bullshitting. We are coming off with some high heat in those God classes. The little clips that I show you guys on the God classes, where they're about 10 minutes or 15, 20 minutes, those God classes are literally no less than 4.5 hours long. It is major information coming out in those God classes. So sign up for those God classes. Get over to the God class video. Click on the link. It's the same link as the Melanin Research book link. So just if you want the classes, it's $25 for 2 classes. They're all recorded. I can send the classes. You can watch them at your own time. Or if you want to jump in on the live class, which is every Sunday at 11 a.m. West Coast time, just let me know when you send the money, and then I'll just send you the link to join the live class. But we are dropping some major stuff in that class, and some of this, actually, what we're about to talk today is what we got into last week. I can't show you that video. I may put a little clip on that of that class on the channel, but for most of that class went for like over 5 hours, so it's really hard to upload those classes to YouTube, because YouTube be tripping sometimes, because I show a lot of videos in there. But what I wanted to get at is the mind science. We talked about the melanin science, and from that book, the Great Book of Melanin Research, that they've been studying the melanin cell, the melanocyte, for at least 114 years, which is crazy. That's a 114-year leap on us now. So back in the day, back in our history, that's what we were all about. We were all about studying chemistry and science, and actually, as we know, chemistry, chem means darkness or black. It was the study of the electron, or the carbon electron, okay? Because every base thing in existence is carbon. So our major science was, we needed to understand how to manipulate the base substance or chemical structure of everything in existence, or matter. And that was understanding the melanocyte, or not the melanocyte, but the carbon electron. Okay, and as we said before, the carbon electron, or the carbon atom, has 6 electrons, 6 protons, 6 neutrons. So that's the number 666 that they're so scared of, that beast number, which comes back to us. We're not beasts. It's just to them, God, or the dragon, which is what we used to exemplify when we were on that science. That's what they're scared of coming back. But the melanin science was part of it, but we had to understand that the mind science is the height of all knowledge. Okay, that's why you weren't able to enter the higher mystery schools until you were at least 40 back in ancient Kimet, because you had to have a certain mind state first to be able to to reference all of this information, to apply all this information. You know, when you're younger, you're just so full of, you know, just activity, and I just want to go and I just want to do everything. You don't have the calmness or the patience to sit back and understand and how to work information and knowledge. So our science that we taught back in the day came from Jehudi, if you know, and he's Tahuti, or we know him as Thoth today. It's where we get the word thought. Okay, so he's the god of writing and science, and all of the knowledge sciences are attributed to Thoth or Jehudi from Kimet, right? Again, Kimet, Kem means the darkness. It's all about studying the darkness, the carbon atom. But the darkness is even more than that. We're going to get into that today, a little bit about the dark matter and dark energy. Okay, so that's really what the darkness is about. The Kem and all of the darkness is about dark matter and dark energy. But it's also about the mind science and how those two things connect. So what we left for ourselves back in the day, the roadmap. So basically the Melanin research book is vibranium instructions. But what are the mind instructions? What did we leave for ourselves for the mind instructions? What we left was something called the Kabbalion, or in the ancient Kimet it was called the Emerald Tablets. But it was the writings of Thoth, who we just talked about, or Jehudi, and he taught you the different laws of nature. And if you follow these laws of nature, not only follow these laws, if you master these laws of nature, of science, mind science, you will master everything in existence, in physical existence. So this is the science that we've gotten off of, that Caucasian people have jumped on and co-opted, and now they profess to be the professors. They profess to be the originators of this science, or the masters of this science, which we know that is not true. So what is this science? What is the Kabbalion? So the Kabbalion, if you guys have not gotten this book, you need to go out and get this book. This is a bigger book. The real one is like $14 on Amazon, and it's the greatest book. I have hundreds of books in here, hundreds of books, including the Melanin research book. If there was one book that if somebody was saying, I'm gonna burn all of your books, and there's one book that you could keep, this would be the book. Because with this book, all knowledge is possible. Okay, so we're going to get into a little bit of this mind science. So if you looked at the classes, or the Reelnagas channel, I've been putting up clips of the classes. The last two clips were about mind science, right? So one was about the hidden science that the government is hidden from about mind science, and the other one is about the secrets of mind over matter. All of that is covered in the Kabbalion book, right? But a lot of that stuff connects to your melanin. We're going to get into that in a second, how that plays out. But the mind science alone is how you are God. So the melanin is just a car. The mind is the power for that car. And if you don't understand, if you don't have power or control of your mind, or a disciplined mind, then knowing about melanin science means nothing. it means absolutely nothing. It's like somebody telling you about rocket science when you flipping burgers at McDonald's. How's that going to help you? Okay, you need to be in the position to be able to use the science. So that's taking control of the mind first. Getting back to that mind science, right? So one of the things I showed in class was back in the early 1900s, and you can see this on one of the videos. The government held a study to see what the powers of the mind could do. They gathered up all these, and it's not just our government. These was like all the scientists of the world, the physicists and chemists, and all these scientists of the world. They all got together to study the science or the powers of the mind. What can the mind do? What's really the powers of the mind? And the things they found out were incredible, were absolutely insane. So much so that when they submitted the report to the government's like, nah, we can't show that. Hell nah, you gotta, slide that on up under the desk right there. Thank you, you can get out my goddamn office. We don't need y'all no more. Albert Einstein was a part of this, Heisenberg. These are great scientists known in history. They were all a part of this panel. They found out all this crazy stuff that your mind can do, sending telepathy, being able to send messages to people at great distances instantaneously. Like it doesn't travel. Like most people think energy travels. It's not. That's not what it is. We're all connected on a spiritual and on an energetic level. And if you understand how to master that, you can do pretty much anything. You're connected to all that is. But if you don't understand that, then you're disconnected from all that is. And this is what they tried to do. They were like, okay, wait a minute. The mind can do this. Wait a minute. The mind can do what? The fuck? What the fuck? Oh hell no. Y'all, hey, get this motherfucker out of my office. Get this dude out of my, We cannot tell the world that the mind can do this shit. Especially if melanated people found this stuff out. Just on GP, just on some regular shit. Melanated people, we just hustlers. We just get down. No matter what it is, we figure it out. No matter what it is, we figure it out. Think about if that type of science got out to the public, and then we got a hold of that stuff of what your mind can do. Man, we'd have been killing the game. They could not let that out. So what can the mind do? What are the powers of the mind, and how do you tap into that power? You're actually already into it. You just need the understanding and the knowing that you are already connected and tapped into that power. So from the Kabbalion, there's seven principles. So the Kabbalion is just an excerpt of the Emerald Tablets from Thoth, right? So from this, in this book, you have about 7 principles called the 7 principles or the 7 Hermetic laws, right? And Hermes was just another. Hermes is the Greek name for Thoth, and it means Hermes Trismegistus, and it meant thrice great, right? Thrice great just meant mind, body, and spirit. That's you. You're supposed to connect. You're supposed to connect the mind, body, and spirit. That's the thrice great. If you don't have all 3 of those working, then you cannot be God. It has to be mind, body, and soul, or spirit, or whatever you want to call those 2, if you think those 2 are separate or together. But you have to cultivate all 3 of those things. That's the true Trinity. All right. But if you don't have the instructions for the mind science, then how do you do it? You basically just a bull in a china shop, knocking shit over, trying to figure it out. Trial and error. You're knocking shit over, you're fucking up shit, and then finally you figure that shit out. So what's the first law or the first principle of the universe? The very first law that you're supposed to master the very first law in the Kabbalion is the universe is mental. Okay? The universe is mental, meaning everything in the universe is a creation of your mind. All right, that is the only real thing in existence. This is what they also found out, the government, when they did this experiment. This is what they found out. The mind is all powerful. Literally, it's all powerful. So this went all the way back though, thousands of years. Thoth was saying this in Kimet. The mind is all powerful. The mind is everything. Even Buddha, the mind is everything. What you think, you become. So this science has been around forever. But it's been hidden because if you tap into it, then you'll be God. They're done, and the whole game is flipped. So again, all is mind. What does that mean? You create your own reality. So no matter if you're doing great, if you have a mediocre life, if your life is a piece of shit, all of it is because of you. Nobody else is responsible for how your life is right now. It's all you. And once you figure that out, then all the things that you want to change it, all you have to do is put that out to the universe. That's it. You put the energy out, but then you also start to take the actions to change whatever it is that you don't like in your life. But that all begins with the mind science. You know, a person who has that mind science down right now is LeVar Ball. I've said this before in the videos. He speaking into existence. Again, he says it all the time. Speaking into existence. Fate is that which you speak. So obviously, your fate is speaking it into existence. You have that power. All of this stuff has been here for the longest time, but we just don't understand it. You're taught to pray. Pray, the definition of pray actually means to beg. It literally means to beg. So when you're praying to some God that you don't even see or that's out there in the universe, you're begging to an unseen force that you have no idea that's out there. When all the power is within you, you're throwing all that power out throwing it away to some made up entity that you have no idea. when you are the God. Oh, good looking, good looking. I appreciate you. So when you are the God, so the very first thing that you have to understand is that your mind controls everything. And not on some mystical bullshit ass level. Not, it's true. I mean, it's actually real. Like, when people are negative or people are positive, it's a mind state. It's usually a mind state. You'll find that most positive people, they look at everything with the glass half full. Most negative people, they look at shit half empty. And they're both right. Like the universe, what's the saying? You know what I'm saying? Whether, you know, whether you're, you know, if you're, what's that damn saying? There's something about the universe, you know, if you're wrong, and if you think you can and you think you can, then if you think you can and you think you can't and you think you can't, then you're right. Or the person who thinks they can and the person who thinks they can't, they're both right. That's because it's all in your mind. Okay, so the universe is mental. All that means is everything in the universe is one gigantic mind that we all share and we all tap into. Now, on a scientific level, what does that mean? All right, what is mind on a scientific level? So we study dark matter and dark energy, but we don't really understand what that is. Even science doesn't understand mostly what that is. They're just tapping into it right now. But we've had that science all the way back to ancient Kimet, even before we understood that science. So, but you'll hear it in stuff like Star Wars from Yoda when he calls it the Force, right? The Force, it's around us, it's through us, it binds us. That's dark energy. So, just a breakdown, dark matter and dark energy. So dark energy makes up about 75% of the universe, right? Dark matter makes up about 15% of the universe, or 15 to 20% of the universe. The matter that we see in existence is only about 5%. That's it. It's like that. It's about that much of the universe. So the energy in which we get matter from is that universal mind. It's like the way scientists explain it. It's like there's a giant energy field out there in the universe that's untapped, that we're all connected to. And then the energy comes down and it turns into dark matter, which is what we see out in space. And then that matter turns into the matter that we can actually see and that we actually use. So this is the mind science. This is how the mind science equates to actual science. Now again, they're just tapping into dark energy and dark matter. We've been into that since the ancient times. This is how the Kimetans had all of that power. They were tapped into, they understood the mind science, but they also understood where it came from, where that power and energy came from. So if we don't get back to that, you have no chance of getting back to your God power. So again, the all is mind. Whatever you think, you create in your world. That is not a mystical saying, some type of bull. You literally do that. Sometimes people will be like, yo, they'll go out of their house and, man, I hope I don't get into an accident. And then they get into an accident. Or I hope this doesn't happen. What you're doing, you're putting that out to the universe. And because you are God, the universe says, okay, great. Accident, that's all it hears is accident. Great, boom. But you can say, I'm not getting into an accident. I hope I don't get into an accident. You still leave that chance out away from you. The things that you want in your life with your mind, you stated specifically, I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. This is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen. And the universe says, okay, it has no choice but to get out of your way, especially if you make the moves to bring that shit about. Now, how the melanin reacts to that, again, we know that the melanin is a superconductor when it's at its heightened power. So melanated people, when you have that energy going on, you have that frequency going on, you're broadcasting like a super tower out to the universe. Everyone has melanin. Everyone can broadcast that frequency. It's just the same. It's just the difference of having a small little transistor radio and a giant boom box. You know what I mean? Everyone can reach the power. It's just you know, how much energy do you have to put into it? Now, again, your melanin gives you a little advantage to the connection, because all of that energy, you're able to receive all energies and broadcast all energies at a heightened rate. So again, this is why they had to hide that melanin science from you. If you understood what they were trying to teach in the government, what the government found in that experiment in the early 1900s, that your mind had all of these superpowers. I mean, literally has superpowers. This is the government looking at this paper like, everyone is super? Like, wait a minute, you can do this? I can send energy to a person. I can send energy to a person that's 6,000 miles away. They had an experiment where they had somebody in a room, and they said, okay, we want you to send a burst of energy, a thought of love. So what they did was they had him strapped down to like some electrical wires and stuff like that, so they could monitor his his magnetic field, his electromagnetic field. Then they had some person that was around the world, literally around the world, in another room, and so they were doing this experiments, and so they tested both of them so they could see how their energy was working. They said, okay, we want you to send a thought to this person over here. Literally, you can see a beam, electromagnetic beam through their thing shooting from one person out to the other person. Literally, and it wasn't like it traveled, it was instantaneous. It both registered literally from this person to that person instantaneously. And you can see it on the electromagnetic monitor. So this is real shit. This is actual real shit that they know about you, that they like, we can never, ever, ever, ever let these motherfuckers know that. Not only just the mass people, but especially melanated people, especially the ancient dragons of the world. We understood this. First of all, they fear that we'll jump back to what we used to be on that level, but they can never let us understand this. So the very first principle of the universe is all is mind, right? All is mind. So I want you guys to get that. If you don't get that principle, you can't go to the other ones. Okay? If you don't get that principle, you can't get to the other ones. So whatever is happening to you in your life, if you don't understand you're creating it, you're going to always be in the same place, because you're always going to have the same mind state. You're always going to be pulling the same frequency and vibration from that same place. Again, what is insanity? Doing the same thing but expecting a different result. So you have to move differently, and that's all that is just think differently. When you think differently, you will start to move differently. That happens all of the time. When you just change your mind, I'm going one way, I change my mind, I go a different way. So that is all the power, that is all within you, all the God power that you have. I want you guys to get into the God class video. That video that I was talking about is in the God class section playlist, so you can check it out. So the next principle is called the principle of correspondence, right? So the principle of correspondence means, or it's also called, you've heard this saying, as above, so below, right? So all that means is what's out there in the universe is also within me, and vice versa. So if I understand how I work, I understand the universe, and vice versa. Literally, there is no separation from myself in the universe. I am the universe. And so this is what they try to get you from. This is why they had to say, pray to God. God is out there. No, that's a little white dude with a shag and a goatee and a beard and look like Cesare Borgia, you know what I'm saying, or some little wino off the street, you know, from down south. They had to get you away from yourself. You understand the connection of you to the universe? They had to break that up, because this is what this is where all of your power comes from. So again, as above, so below. And I'll say this too, melanated people, we don't want to learn. We don't like to learn. Okay, we just, I mean, because, or to me, it's a matter of laziness, part of it. But also because a lot of the science of who we used to be has been hidden. So we don't even think that we were that type of people, that we were educated, that we did run the world. So just to try to jump on that, I was talking to somebody the other day, and I was talking about energy and science, and this person had the blankest face on there. They were like, what are you talking about? Like, what does that mean? Energy, science, oh great. I'm like, this is you in essence. What the fuck are you doing? This is who you are. They looked at me like they didn't know what the fuck I was talking about. So the plane of the principle of correspondence is just as above, so below, as below, so above. That's all it means. It means that you on a micro scale are the universe. Like your atoms. Your atoms look like a solar system. They understood this thousands of years ago. So again, that's the second principle. These are all the mind science principles that we have to get back onto to gain that power back. So melanin is using your melanin is just a repercussion of understanding this mind science first. If you don't understand the mind science, the melanin science doesn't mean shit. So again, as above, so below. You are the universe. The universe is you. If you understand that, you understand every principle throughout the universe. Okay? That you are connected to all, that you are the universe. So the next principle is the principle of vibration, right? Everything vibrates. Now I've done many videos on this. You guys know that. So everything is energy and vibration, right? So what that means is everything has a frequency. Vibration and energy is just a frequency, right? So it's, do you vibrate on the same frequency or the same rate, or do you vibrate on the same rate as this person or as this thing? And this is where when you connect, when you come up and you meet somebody and you feel like, oh, this person is fucked up, or just a few words, or even may just be a feeling, you be like, oh, I don't really vibe with this person. Vibe. We're not shifting on the same rate at the same speed or the rate of speed. So this is everything. No, you come in contact with people who you vibrate with. You love those people. You don't matter what. You like, damn, this person is cool as fuck. Oh God, hey, what's up, my dog? Hey, what's up? It's just an energy. You don't even know why you feel connected to that person, but it's the same vibration. Conscious people. See, for me, it's hard for me to be around people who aren't conscious because their vibration is so low. I can barely say a couple of words. It's hard to be in the same room with those people because the consciousness is so low that the conversation that we would have would go nowhere. But everything again is energy, is vibration. What is vibration? Everything vibrates. So no matter what, even if it looks like even if it looks like it's inanimate, rocks, all of these different things, all of these things are vibrating. Now, what that means is you can manipulate vibration if you understand that the power within you, that God science, that melanin science on the mind science, we connect to all that is. So that means we can connect to all vibrations. But if we don't understand that, we'd have nothing. So I'll give you an example. The ancient Kimetans, how they built pyramids, or this is what the science that has come down, how they built pyramids. They were able to levitate the bricks, and I've said this before in different videos. But the limestone that they built the pyramids with is very electromagnetic, right? You can test it. It has a very electromagnetic field around it. So the Kimetans, understanding their electromagnetic field and also the Earth's electromagnetic field, they were able to manipulate that energy and levitate the bricks. But it's all done from vibration. That's all it is. They were able to understand vibration. Edward Leedskalnin, the guy who built the Coral Castle in Florida, he did the exact same thing. It's the exact same thing. He built a box, a black box that understood the frequency of rocks and the things around, and he was able to levitate them just off of the understanding of the frequency. So when we're talking about vibration, all we're talking about is the frequency of a thing. That's it. See, vibration moves in waves, and so a wave, every time it comes up to the top, you have peaks and valleys in a wave. Frequency only means how many times the peak of that wave comes, okay? Or how frequent the peak of that wave comes. So that's all it is. So if you understand the frequency of a thing, you can connect to it and change the vibration if you understand that type of science. They knew this in ancient Kemet. They know this now. They just do this with machines and chemical reactions. That's what chemistry is. It's changing literally the physical vibration, the chemical vibration and physical vibration of a certain thing. But you don't have this science. They want to keep the science from you, and it's up to you to get back to it, to get that God power back. Okay, so again, everything vibrates. That's a law. This is not a mystical saying. It's a law. Everything vibrates. So in all these things that I'm saying to you, these laws are working whether you understand these laws or not. It doesn't take your agreement for these laws to be working. All you need to know is they're working, and if you master them, then you can master the physical. You can master this physical plane as well as the mental plane or the mental state. So the fourth principle is the principle of polarity, right? So that means everything has a pole. It's either positive or negative. But positive and negative are just the same thing. Like if you have hot and cold is temperature. They're just opposite ends of the scale, right? So the whole thing is when you're at an opposite end of the scale, that's when you have imbalance, right? If I'm over here, then it's if all my energy's over here, it's like this. All my energy's over here on this side, then it's tipped like this. You need to be in the middle. Okay, polarity should not be extreme. You should never be all good or all bad. Because look, if I'm all good, say this is the good side. If I'm all good, then when somebody who's a disagreeable or negative comes up to me and does something in that energy, I won't know how to handle it. You know, I'm going to be kumbaya, turn the other cheek. Sometimes you need to understand how to either block aggression or return a little bit of the aggression so that they don't take advantage of you. But if I'm all too good, then usually a negative person or aggressive person will just take advantage of that. Okay, same thing over here. If I'm just a mean, evil person, just disagreeable, when someone tries to offer me a helping hand, I won't know when that is. I'll always think somebody's always trying out to get me, or someone has an ulterior motive because I'm all the way over here. Okay, so again, you need to have one foot in both sides of the thing. So if something happens, if somebody comes at you in a negative way, you know how to deal with it. When somebody offers you a helping hand, you can say thank you and appreciate when that happens. But again, it's never being polarized, never being or extremes. Okay, polarized just means to be extreme. You're all the way on one end or you're all the way on the other end. That's the law. Don't be polarized. You're supposed to be in the middle. That's the law of polarity. And when you understand when you're too far on one end, it's up to you to rebalance that energy. Okay, you have to send energy the other way, or again, once we understand that things that are imbalanced, they will fail ultimately. So again, the law of polarity, everything has a pole, everything has its poles, positive or negative. It's up to you to keep the balance, to keep the equilibrium of the energy. All right, that's a law. Stop being all good, stop being all bad. That's why you hear, that's why we call us, or myself, I'm a dragon and a phoenix. All right, I'm a dragon Moor and I'm a phoenix Moor. I'm not just one or the other. You may get, on one of these days, you may get some dragon energy. One of these days, you may get some phoenix energy. But I'm all in the middle. It depends on what energy that I need to use at that time. Dragon or phoenix, but it's literally, it's in the middle. Okay, that's what those two energies represent, polarities. Positive, negative, or negative, positive, whichever way you want to do it. But again, it's up to you in order to control that energy. So, the fifth law is the law of rhythm, right? The law of rhythm. That means everything has a rhythm to it. I mean, it rises and falls. It's the same thing as the vibration or frequency, okay? So everything has a beat, boom, 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 boom. It's a rhythm. So sometimes it's on, then sometimes it's off. But it's always, it's gonna have that rhythm, right? So what you're supposed to understand about that is you're never gonna have everything that's all the time. This is what most people understand. When I get money, when you get money, you think you're supposed to have money all the time. Or when you broke, you think you're gonna be broke all the damn time. That's not how the universe works. It works in a rhythm, okay? It works in boom, 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 boom. You're gonna be broke, maybe this time, then it's gonna bring you back to the other side. And that's also called the pendulum swing. So you need to understand that everything swings back and forth. This is a rhythm. Tick, tock, tick, tock. So when you get all the way over this, so say this end is where you're broke. You have no money. Your thing should not to be to focus on yourself being broke, because you understand the law of rhythm that it's going to swing back the other way eventually. So you want to focus your mind on where the swing is going to go. Don't focus on where you are, because everything is always in flux. Remember, that's if you go back to the ancient Kimetans, when you see them in hieroglyphics, they're always with one foot forward, because they're always moving. You're always in motion. So if you understand that, you're always in motion. So when you understand that, then you'll know when that pendulum swings and you're on the negative side, you're on the downside, I should say, when you're not as abundant as you want to be. Stop focusing on yourself not being that. Focus on what you need. First of all, focus on the swing going back, because you know it's going to go back. But then focus on the shit you need to do to get the swing back. You won't have enough time to be depressed and pissed off and all sad that you're in this side, because you're doing everything that you need to do to get that swing to go back to the other side. Okay? That's the law of rhythm. Everything has its rhythm. It's going to swing whether you understand it or not. But most people want to focus on the negative swing. And then when you're in the positive swing, what you need to understand as well is that it's not going to always be like this. So prepare yourself for the swing back. And then if you do that when you're up, the negative swing back won't be as bad, because you understand the law of rhythm. Okay, I got it. I got this. I'm good right now. But the universe may not have it like that so much. So let me do what I need to do for if it does, when the pendulum swing comes back, that I'm not going to be taken out all the way. This is the law of rhythm. This is understanding the way energy moves. If you understand that, you won't get knocked out by it. This was our science. Again, I call it homology, the study of the flow of energy. But it goes by different sciences back in the day. But we had to understand the movement and flow of energy. That's what everything is. If you don't understand that, then you're going to get smashed by it on a constant basis. You're going to be crashing yourself up against the rocks in the water, trying to get out of the water, trying to get out of the pool, because you don't understand the flow of the tide. You're going to be trying to get out. You'll try to get out. So say a tide is coming in. This is a rock, and you're trying to get out all the time, and the tide is coming in and smashing you up against the rock like this. You should try to get out when the tide goes back. But because you don't understand the flow of the rhythm, you'll probably try to get out constantly when the tide is coming in, smashing you against the rock. That's the wrong time to try to do that. See, this is why you understand energy. There's a right time and a wrong time to do something. And understanding these laws, these principles of energy and how they move will tell you what to do. So that's the law of rhythm. The pendulum swing, understand the pendulum swing, and you won't get knocked out by it. Actually, you can take control of it and take advantage of it. So the next principle is the principle of cause and effect. All right, cause and effect. This also goes back to, this also links with the principle of mind, right? All is mind. What you think, it becomes. But also what you do. See, cause and effect, that's action. So there's a Buddhism. In Buddhism, there's a principle called Nam-myoho Renge-kyo. There's different types of Buddhism, but Nam-myoho Renge-kyo is the chant. I don't know how many of you guys seen What's Love Got to Do with It, but Tina Turner, she was a Nam-myoho Renge-kyo Buddhism. So that means cause and effect. That's all that means. And so all that means is whatever I put out into the universe is going to come back. no matter what. Whatever I put out, whether it's good thoughts, bad thoughts, whether if I don't act, if I see something coming my way that's maybe detrimental and I don't act on it, that's also karma. So really what karma is. See, that's what karma. Karma is just cause and effect. So when most people think karma is negative energy coming back on you, no, it's whatever energy you put out into the universe is going to come back. So if you're good to people, if you go out and you understand the connection of yourself with everyone else in the universe, and you're good to people, and all of that energy is going to come back. It will flow back into you. Everything flows. It's a constant flux of energy. So whatever I put back out, you understand the electromagnetic field, just like an electromagnetic field on a magnet. It goes out, flows out, and then comes back into you. Same thing, cause and effect. So that is a law. That is a law. Your actions, you push out some action into the universe, that energy doesn't stop. It keeps on going. It keeps on flowing. Remember, energy doesn't dissipate. It doesn't die. It's never created or destroyed. It just changes form. So whatever energy you're putting out into the universe, it will come back to you. It will, again, there's guaranteed it will come back to you. So be mindful of your thoughts as well. That's also energy. If you got constant negative thoughts, oh man, these motherfuckers ain't gonna let me do nothing. Oh, they gonna keep us down on a constant basis. Oh man, fuck these white men. This white man they control everything. Oh man, this ain't, oh damn, what the fuck, man? This ain't gonna never happen. All that constant negative energy is put out into the universe. And the universe, again, is a yes person. It's going to say, all right, well, shit, this is all I'm getting? Great, nigga. Here. This is what you giving me? Well, here, nigga, take that shit back. That's what the universe is going to do. So, again, you're the God. You are the gods. You are the creator. That's what's even higher than a God word. God just means good. We use that term to try to express the higher consciousness of what we do today. But you're a creator. That's really what that energy is. You are the creator. There's a science. There's the number 9. There's the numerology science. I don't know if we haven't gotten into that much, but the meaning of numbers. So there's a science of the number 9, right? So the different numbers mean certain things. Like give you an example. 4. The number 4 represents foundation. The number 5 represents travel and movement. The number 6 represents karmic energy that's coming back on you. The number 7 represents challenges and completion, right? Or challenges and completion, like test. So if the number 7 shows up in your life, that's usually when tests come back around. The number 8 represents power, okay? Power and force. Like when a number 8 shows up, you'll have the power to do certain things. Now the number 9, so let me go back before I give you the number 9. So the number 3 represents creativity and confusion, right? So it's all numbers have a higher or lower aspect to it, right? So the number 3 is creativity or confusion. Number 2 represents unity. Or connection. You have 2 different things, and number one is unity. Actually, 2 represents balance. 2 is balance. 1 is unity. So number 9, though, the number 9 is the highest number in the universe. Okay, if you understand numerology, you'll get numbers like 11 and number 22. But the number 9 is the highest number in the universe, and the way you know that is because you can put the number 9, whatever number you put with number 9, the number 9 will stand alone, and it will only leave that number. So say like 9 plus 5 is what? 14. 1 plus 4 is 5. So all you had to do is just take the 9 away, and you had the 5 sitting there, because 9 represents creation. All right, 9 represents creation. So 6 also. So go back to 6. 6 represents karmic energy and also destruction. 9 represents creativity, okay, creation, okay? So we are the number 9, and in essence, our number, the number of the melanated person was the number 9. We're the creative force. The Caucasian person, they're the and I don't like to say destructive force, but for all intents and purposes, that's the 6 and the 9. We create by assimilation. They create by destruction, by breaking things down. That's why they have to analyze everything, because they're not connected to it. So they don't understand how it works. So they have to break it apart to see how it goes on the inside. When you're connected to something, you understand how that relates to you in a second. In ancient times, we watched shit, we looked and we say, oh, that's like us. Well, shit, let's go create something. And we would create mimicking off of nature, which was us. They don't do that. They have to study, break down, analyze for 20 years, and then they got it was called the scientific process. You don't see that really in Kimet, where we were studying things for 50 years and breaking stuff down and saying, and doing this and testing that. We knew from the jump what our energy was, who we were, right? So again, that energy of cause and effect, karmic, that karmic energy, that the number 9, or number 6 and the number 9, creation and destruction, okay, cause and effect. Whatever you put out there into the universe will come back to you, all right? So you have to be mindful of your thoughts, of your words, of your actions. All of these things are energy that you put into the energetic force, into this giant energy field, with this dark energy field. This is what connects us all. It's a giant dark energy field, and in the dark energy field is just basically infinite possibility. That's it. It creates off of whatever we put into it. That's why they don't understand what dark energy is. They just know it powers matter. Everything from in the material world, in the physical world, comes from the energetic plane. They know that scientifically, but they don't understand what it is. But all it is just infinite possibility, working off of what you say. The energy. This is why. And go back and watch the Return of the Jedi or any of the Star Wars movies. The Force. They're using the Force according. First of all, you have to connect and understand and feel the Force. But once they do that, the Force is literally at your disposal. Same thing. Again, especially when you got this superconductor rolling on top of you. So that's law number 6. Rule number 6 is the law of cause and effect. Whatever you put out there, whatever energy you put out into the universe, be it mental, be it physical energy, it's all gonna come back, no matter what. So if somebody stole something from you, if you lost something, think about back in time. Did you get something for free? It usually happens like that. When you think that you've gotten over on something, and you found something, or you jacked somebody or something like that, or somebody's jacked. Trust me, it will all come back no matter what. Even when you get something, it's probably because you've lost something in the past, and the universe is returning that to you. So again, law of cause and effect. That's one of the main laws. Okay, because that's the law of karma, and everyone needs to understand that law. And so, and then the last principle would be gender, right? It's called the principle of gender, meaning, and it's more so about masculine and the feminine manifest in everything that you do, and all it means, there's a push and pull to everything. So the masculine energy is the push energy, the feminine energy is the pull energy. All right, so all that means is just there's a rhythm and flow to everything you do. You don't force everything all the time. Sometimes you have to let things come to you, right? That's just like in the women. Men they go to women. Women, they have to let the men, unless you get some gangster women sometime, but usually the men are usually going to the women. We're the exerting force, they're the receiving force. And this plays out through everything in existence. There's a positive or a receiving and a push and pull energy, and that's usually masculine and feminine. And then if you have to understand these things, a lot of times we want to just bust through shit all the time. That's masculine energy. Oh, now I'm just about to ram it through. Bam, bam, bam. Fuck all that. Sometimes you have to sit back and listen and listen to the universe. That's a feminine thing. That's receiving. And a lot of times, especially if you're a masculine dude, you don't feel that energy. But you got to sit back and listen to the universe. Listen to what it's telling you. Because sometimes you're trying to bust through this wall, or bust through this door right here, and it's a 18 million inch thick metal door. You're trying to bust through it, and then the universe is just saying, if you just calm down and sit back a second, there's an open door literally 3 inches to the right or to the left. Like, why are you trying to bust this door down when there's this locked door down, when literally there's an open door right there? That's what the universe will do when you understand how to apply that force. There's a push and pull. There's a masculine and feminine energy in everything that you do, and you're supposed to apply that at the correct time. All right. So this is the mind science that we were on. How it had us mastering the world for thousands of years at a time, not just once. We mastered the world thousands of years at a time. This was not by accident. It was not by accident. It's because we understood who we were, how to rock this melanin science. We understood that we had liquid carbon running on top of our bodies. Everything in existence, in physical existence, is carbon. So we were like, oh, that's literally what we are? Oh shit. We need to go out here and just smash then. But again, this is what they've tried to hide from you. This is what they don't want you to know. This is why whatever you're doing, I don't care what you think you're doing, it's not more important than this. I promise you, it's not more important than this, because the study of melanin, first of all, the study of the melanocyte, that's the most studied molecule in the world, is the melanocyte. Your melanin is the most studied molecule in the world. Let me say that again. Your melanin is the most studied molecule in the world. Why? Because it creates everything. Everything in existence in this physical world on this planet is made of melanin. And they don't know, they know this much about it because they can't tap into it because the melanocyte is so indestructible. It's hard for them to get into it. I said this in past classes. So again, you need to understand that those connections, that mind science and that melanin science. Everyone has melanin. I'm not just talking to highly melanated people. Everybody has melanin. Again, some people have bigger radios than others. That's all that is. So again, if you understand that connection, no matter what. If I had a giant radio, but I don't know how to turn my radio on, but I got somebody else has a smaller transistor radio and they know how to tweak every little station in their transistor radio, they're going to have more power than the person with the big radio who don't know how to turn it on. So again, it's still up to you in the mind science. How connected you are, how much do you understand that energy, and how much do you understand that you're God and you have power over that energy? It's literally all up to you. Now, again, if you... We cover a lot of this in the guide classes. We're up to guide class. Tomorrow is number 13. Each guide class is no less than 4 hours long. So this is a lot of this, but a lot of different information that we're putting in because we have a lot of videos and books that I refer to. But this is where all of this is why I created the guide class. I didn't create the guide class so people can follow me and people can watch. I have to give you this information. The universe gave it to me. I have to give it to you. I'm obligated. But trust me. Once I'm finished giving y'all this information, I'm bouncing to Spain, motherfuckers. I'm bouncing to Spain and going and fucking doing some ancient science over in Spain. Once I finish giving y'all this goddamn energy. Once I finish giving you all this shit that the universe is giving me, but that ain't time yet. The universe still wants me to put this information out. But you have to understand and use it. You have to understand how to use it. But trust me, believe me, if y'all want to roll, y'all can roll with me. I'm rolling to Spain in a minute, though. Because America's about to be fucked up. Trump is fucking up America. And that's going to be good for black people or melanated people. But on the come up, not in the midst of while they doing it. So while the whole shit is fucking up, y'all better get y'all shit right. This is why I also created that investment group, the e-commerce investment group. You need a way to be able to move and be mobile. Have money, but be mobile. Again, you stop falling into old shit. Caucasian, the future, and especially with Caucasian people, they're all into technology, internet, blockchain, all of this type of stuff. This is what we used to do. We're the creators. We stopped being that. All we are is entertainers. We went from creators to entertainers. Oh shit, look what I can do on the smallest scale. On the smallest scale. There's a movie, I know you guys seen The Golden Child. Or if you haven't seen The Golden Child, you better watch it. Eddie Murphy, funny movie. There's a scene in The Golden Child where he has to go get the knife to save the Golden Child, right? He wins the knife, and the monk who gave him the knife, he starts talking to the girl who Eddie Murphy went to Tibet with to get the knife. That just happened to be his daughter. So what he says is the girl is asking her father, she's asking her advice about how to be with Eddie Murphy. And so everything she's saying about Eddie Murphy is like, he's an idiot, he's a dumb fool, he has no discipline. So he's talking about, if you understand what that scene is right there, they're talking about the lowered melanated man, the lowered God, the lower consciousness of God. And so while she's giving all the negative aspects of him, the monk, the higher monk, is giving all the good aspects. He's like, he's generous, he's this, he's that. They're breaking him down. And so then he stops and he says, and this is where you have to understand what they're talking about when they do stuff like this. He says, those amazing Americans, so much power, but so much little understanding of what to do with it. He wasn't talking about Americans. He was talking about niggas. That was a direct shot because they had to cover it up. But they said those amazing black people, they had so much power, but with so little understanding of what to do with it. That would have cracked the game. So they had to say those amazing Americans. Like Eddie Murphy represented America. No, he represented black America. Niggas in the hood. That's how he acted in that movie. And so that's what they were saying. You don't even understand who you are. They put it in a movie with Eddie Murphy. I don't even know if he got it when he did that goddamn movie. If he understood what that scene was about. You don't understand who you are. They do. Get back to your shit, man. So I can get my ass over to Spain. Stop fucking around. Get this goddamn book. The Great Book of Melanin Research. Get this damn book, The Kabbalion. You can get this for $14.99 on Amazon. This is the bigger book. This is a bigger book. This explains where it all came from. But if you don't want this bigger book, smaller books, $14.99 on Amazon. And let me just show you something where we're talking about dark matter and dark energy. See, this is the Great Book of Melanin Research. Let me put this up to the screen. This is a picture of space and a melanated scientist from the Sudan. And in this book, it says that the dark matter that you see in space on this side, the dark matter, wait a minute, where am I at? So the dark matter that you see that's in space is the same melanin that's in his skin. This says this in the book. The dark matter in space, the physical black particles in space is the same exact melanin in his damn skin. Now, do you understand what the hell they understand about you? They like, these motherfuckers are carrying around space on their body. Space, motherfucker. Do you understand? You got space on your goddamn body. Everything that was created within space, you can do that too. You just need to understand that damn power. So get on over there, get the God classes, 25 for 2 classes, or join the live class, which is happening tomorrow, 11 a.m. and it goes to whenever until the universe stops channeling the information. That could be anywhere from 4 to 5 hours. But again, I got to give you this information. You know, I'm obligated to do it because the universe is giving it to me. But I also want to do this because we need to get that power back. We're a nothing disaggregate. We have to come together. Again, unity. Unless we have unity, we have absolutely nothing. That was another reason I started this in the e-commerce investment group. It's an exercise in unity. There's 16 people already in the investment group. Now that one's closed off, and we may open up another one very soon. But 16 people working great. You know, no confrontation. We're all communicating. This is the type of stuff that we can do that we had before, but the science that we lost because they put us on some let me get more than my brother shit. You know what I'm saying? They understand when we started linking up as Black Panthers and all those conscious groups in the 60s and 70s, and as they said in this book here, they said that was because your melanin was turned on. They literally said, oh, the civil rights movement was because the melanin in the black people were turned on, like a light switch. So that's why we were all conducting like, oh shit, this is bullshit. We getting out of this shit. So again, to get back to that power, they said, oh, well, we can't let this happen again. So what happened right after that? They gave us black exploitation movies. They gave us Superfly. They gave us the Mac. They gave us all these different things of one brother at the top, and everybody wanting to aspire to be like that brother. Not all of us being up at the top, but only one brother getting there by doing illegal shit, by doing fucked up shit. Okay? Not getting at the top by being great, by being in himself and his true self of who he is, even though that's pretty much what it is. We're all hustlers. I mean, we hustle no matter what. We're going to make it. That's what that creative energy is within us. We're going to make it no matter what. That's what Trading Places movie was about. If you go and watch the Trading Places movie, again, Eddie Murphy. Eddie Murphy's been in some great movies. Also, go watch Holy Man. If y'all haven't seen the movie Holy Man with Eddie Murphy, that's actually his best movie ever, is Holy Man. Y'all need to watch that. But in Trading Places was about the Moors the Caucasian motherfuckers trading places with the Moors. That whole shit was all symbolism in that whole movie. The secret society that they belong to and all of that stuff. That's all masonry. Masonry knows that they got all the shit from you. So in that movie, Trading Places was about, oh, if we switch these two people, is it about your nature versus nurture, right? So nature meaning just innately whoever you are. Like, you know, if I put whoever you are innately, will that person rise to the top versus the person who you were trained to be, which is Dan Aykroyd in the movie. So Eddie Murphy being the hustler in the movie, he was just doing whatever he had to make some money. Oh, I ain't got no legs. Oh yeah, give me some money. Oh yeah, I'm doing this. Give me some money. I mean, he had the hustle game going. So when they switched places, and also Dan Aykroyd, he was just a product of good schools, good, you know, good, what they call it, good breeding. He rose to the top, and that's all he had, because he, you know, he was his environment. When they switched places, Dan Aykroyd didn't have the skills to survive because he was given everything. Whereas the melanated brother, Eddie Murphy, he could do whatever. He transferred those skills that he had, those survival skills, that creativity. He took it right to the boardroom and mastered that shit in a second. Like, boom, oh, well, I see what this is. Y'all niggas is just a couple of bookies. He's like, nigga, y'all trading futures and this and that. He's like, nigga, y'all just some bookies, nigga. This is how this shit work. Boop, 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 boop. Just literally right off the bat. So that is you. Literally, you have traded places. If you go, that movie right there, first of all, that movie was made by the same guy who made America Freedom to Fascism, Aaron Russo. Y'all need to go watch that damn video too. He broke down the whole thing on how it's illegal for them to charge you income tax. So I knew that guy. You know, when he was working on that movie, we was working on that movie with him. He a cool dude, and he made Trading Places. And if you understand, he was flipping the energy. They understood who the melanated, who the brother was in this world, and they understand who the Caucasian was, and how he basically got that way because he was given it, not because it was in him. The brother, it was in him. Eddie Murphy, he could do anything. He literally could do anything. So get back to y'all God power, man. Please, I'm gonna implore y'all, get back to the goddamn God power. All right, we need to be tapped in. If we not tapped in, we not gonna be connected. We're not gonna be together, and it's gonna be easy for them to annihilate every single one of you when you're by yourself. If you're by yourself, it's easy for them to pick you off, pop, 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 real quick, pop, 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 and pick you off real quick. All right, because but we're together. That's what this fist means. Most people think this fist means black power. It don't mean power. All it means is unity. If I got 5 and we come together, we have power in unity. That's what the fist means. It doesn't mean power. It means power by unity. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Each finger, if I tried to do this by itself, I can break a finger trying to punch something like this, unless I'm I'm an ancient Shaolin martial artist and I got the iron palm or the iron finger technique. But if I bring them all together like this, wow, wow, that's power. I knock the fuck out of you with this damn fist. Because I'm not just me. I'm together with all my brothers and sisters, all the people who are on my same frequency and same vibration. Again, get back to your mind science. All right, I just gave y'all a quick overview of the 7 principles that you need to master in order to get through this mind science, to master this plane, to master the physical plane. Now it's up to you to explore it more, delve deeper into the Kabbalion, the different sciences, the different principles that you're supposed to master. That's all on you. I've given you a head start. Now go ahead and jump with it. Or as Eddie Murphy once said, give a nigga a rope, you want to be a cowboy. Well, go out and motherfucking start wrestling some shit, because I just gave it to you. If y'all want to know any more about the God classes, just leave some messages and leave some comments at the bottom. Also, just go and sign up for the God classes. I'm telling you, we're doing some amazing stuff in there. We're talking about some amazing shit in there. We're getting really into everything. We get into everything in that class. I can't even. I wish I could read what you're saying right now, but I can't see the screen. But you guys have got to get into those God classes. Get into that Melanin, that great book of Melanin research. Let you later. Peace.